this informal area in your car, you want to make sure that there's a lawyer. You want to make sure that it is done the right way. So you could say, I plead the fifth, because that Fifth Amendment of the Constitution says you don't need to answer his questions. You don't need to say that. In daily life, we often use this when we don't want to answer a question. So you asked your friend, did you kiss her? And he said, I plead the fifth. This means he doesn't want to answer your question. He doesn't say, legally, I don't have to answer your question. No, this is just colloquially. He's saying, I don't want to answer your question. But there is a subtle meaning here. When you use this in daily conversation, it means I don't want to tell you, but your answer is correct. So he said, did you kiss her? And he said, I plead the fifth. Really, it means yes, but I don't want to tell you. So if you use this expression, you're not really hiding the truth. You're telling them what they already know, but you just don't want to say it. So let me give you one other quick situation. The other day, I was sneakily eating a piece of chocolate in the kitchen, and Dan, my husband, walked into the kitchen and said, did you eat the last piece of chocolate? Well, I had eaten the last piece of chocolate, and I said, I plead the fifth, and this means I don't want to tell you, but it's true. I did eat the last piece of chocolate. So even though I didn't say I ate the last piece, yes, you are correct. It is implied when you use this expression. If you use it with a police officer, he's going to be suspicious because you're not answering his question, but this is the legal situation, so it's okay to use it. It doesn't mean, yes, I was drinking alcohol. Yes, I was smoking. Yes, I was doing drugs. No, it doesn't imply that in the legal situation, but in the colloquial situation, it does. It implies, yes, I did that thing that you're accusing me of, but I don't want to say it. The fourth American idiom is to give props to someone. Let me tell you a quick story. Let's imagine that you want to study abroad in the US and you'd like to get your master's degree at Harvard. Well, your goal is to get your master's degree, but you think, why not? I'm going to try to apply to Harvard because they have a great reputation. So you try to get into Harvard and you don't make it. Then your friend asks you, hey, how did it go? Did you get a reply? Did you make it into Harvard? And you probably say, no, I didn't make it. They would say to you, well, I give you props for trying. What does this mean? I give you props for trying. This expression, props, means proper respect, but it's just been shortened over time. And if you asked most Americans, what does props mean? They probably wouldn't be able to tell you. I just looked it up online because I was curious. But we can imagine from this full expression, I'm giving you my proper respect for trying to get into Harvard. Even though you didn't make it, you tried hard. I give you my respect. Well, we can shorten this expression to say, I give you props for trying to get into Harvard. I give you props for something that you did. So when you want to show that someone didn't succeed, but you still are respecting them because they tried, this is a great expression to use. And you know what? You can even give yourself props. So let's imagine that you see a lost foreign traveler in your city and you want to try to speak English with them, but you feel a little nervous, but you do it anyway. You go to them, they ask you some questions. You didn't understand everything, but you tried your best. You could say, well, I give myself props for trying. I give myself props for approaching them and trying to speak English. You did it. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but you tried.